Listen to me, if you work for it, if you're willing to put in that sweat, that blood, and those tears, baby, I'm telling you, you can have what you want, be what you want, do what you want. Are you hearing me? So before I get started, I just want you to look around. I just want you to see it, baby, that it is a myth. Listen to me, because some of you like, E.T., I'm putting in work, I don't see it. Keep going till you see it. Don't quit. Don't give up. Listen to me. Don't give up. Don't give in. You hang in there. You hang in there, because if you quit right now, you ain't going to never see it. You ain't going to never get it. But if you hold on, baby. But if you hold on, everything you dreamed of, everything you envisioned, everything you worked for, it's coming. But you can't quit or give up before you get it. Believe the hype. Don't feed into it. If you work hard, you can't have it. It ain't nothing you can't have. You deserve it. It ain't nothing you can't have if you're willing to work for it. It ain't nothing you can't have if you're willing to persevere, if you're willing to stick in there, if you're willing to stay, if you're willing to fight. It ain't nothing you can't have. Are you hearing what your boy is telling you? So I just want to I'm telling you, it's yours. I know I got 3 points, but I'm willing to take 12 minutes to get this in your spirit today. It's yours. You can have it. It's yours. You can do it. It's yours. You can be it. It's yours. If E.T. can do it, listen to me, anybody can do it. High school dropout, homeless, lived in abandoned buildings, 12 years to get a 4-year degree. If you want it as bad as you want to breathe, if you really, really want it like you say you want it, you can have it. And so I'm what I call the mighty duck way. I got to give it to you. Number one, they believe in doing it fast, baby. Listen to me very close. If you're going to be successful in life, you got to understand that there's a sense of urgency, that there are only 86,400 seconds in a day. And you got to not only operate in them, you got to do it quick. You got to do it fast. You got to do it in a hurry. Why? Because there's somebody else who's on the same track you on. Somebody else who, listen to me, they're on the same path that you on. Listen to me, it's somebody else just like you trying to do it. And sometimes they're working just as hard as you're working. They're putting in just as much sweat, just as much tears, just as much blood, but you just got to do it what? You got to do it faster than they do it. You got to do it quicker than they do it. Are you listening to what I'm telling you? That's why I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because if you're getting up at 6, you might be smarter than me. You hear me? You might. You might have more privilege than me. You might. You might have more resources than me. You might. But I'm going to get up earlier than you, and I'm going to do it quicker than you do it. I'm going to do it faster than you do it. So by the time you get up, with all your resources, by the time you get up with all your privilege, by the time you get up with all your stuff, I've already finished the race. Are you hearing me? It's not just about finishing. Sometimes it's about finishing fast. So I need you to understand, if you're going to be successful, there's a sense of urgency. Go listen to me very closely. This ain't for the weak and the uncommitted. Are you hearing me? Success is not for the weak and the uncommitted. This is physical. Sometimes it's going to hurt. Sometimes it's going to be painful. Sometimes, listen to me, sometimes you're not going to be able to walk. Are you hearing me? Sometimes when I'm running on that treadmill, I don't feel as good as I normally feel. My leg hurts. Sometimes I'm sick. But this is a physical sport. And if you want it, you got to go get it. You got to play hard for it. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? It's not for the weak and the uncommitted. So you got it. My son here say to me all the time, Dad, you being hard on me, Dad. Dad, I did 8 things, son. It ain't about, listen to me, it ain't about doing 8 things, son. It's about doing 10, son. It ain't about doing 7 good, son. It's about doing 10. It's hard. Yup, it's hard. Yup, it's difficult. Yup, why? Because the process is weeding out the weak. It's weeding out the weak. And so sometimes you got to play hard. You got to play physical. You got to play tough, because the game itself is tough. The game itself is hard. But I know you got what it takes not to quit, not to give up, not to give in. Finally, baby, I love it. I love it. I love it. They say here, finish. Oh, I love it. Quick and Long taught your boy this. They taught me this. Listen to me real quick. Innovation is reward. Execution is worship. Are you hearing me? Oh, you better hear what I'm telling you, baby. Listen to me very closely. Innovation is rewarded. That's where some of y'all at. You know, just because you do something like my son, who did 7%, you did 80%, you did 16%, you did 30%, you did 90%, and you trying to get something for that. Listen to me very closely. Execution is worship. You got to get to a place that when you start it, you get through the middle of it, the doldrum, and you finish it. Are you hearing me? And not just finish, you finish strong. Listen to me very closely. Most of you, the reason why you'll never be successful is because you procrastinate. You procrastinate. You never finish stuff. You start and you never finish. And the day my life changed is the day I walked across that stage, not because I got a degree, but I finally finished something. And then I got my master's degree. And what my goal was in the master's was not to get a degree. I wanted to see if I could start something on time and finish something on time. Since the first one took me 12, I wanted to see if I could start something on time and finish on time. And then I finished the book. It took me 3 months, and we finished the book. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? I finished, and once I finished, I got that procrastination monkey off my back, and I started to see doors opening, more doors opening, more doors opening. And I realized the secret to success is finishing, and not just finishing, but finishing strong. And then the last one that they put up real wide over all of them, that cover all of them: win the day. That's right, win the day. Too many of y'all are focused. Yup, you got to have a vision. Yup, you got to begin with the end in mind. But you got to come back to the front. Are you hearing me? You got to come back. Listen to me. I told you before, you go in the future and you see your future, baby. You look at it. You see where you want to be in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years. And then you come back to the present, to this particular day, to this particular spot. Get in the spot and you master today, and you don't worry about tomorrow, and you ain't tripping on your past. Why? Because your past don't count no more, and your future is so far ahead that you don't even need to be worried about that. You master the present. You master the present. You master Monday, and then you take on Tuesday. And once you lick Tuesday, then you say Wednesday, come on. And then you take Thursday, and then you master Friday. And then you tell the weekend, bring it on. And when you get to the point where you start winning the day, then you start winning a week. And then you start winning a month. And then you start winning a year. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It's your boy E.T. saying, go fast, go hard, finish.
That's how you start the Hive with Coach Doug Frye with some motivational speaking from my man E.T. What's going on, Coach?
Not much.
How you doing today?
All right. Glad to be here again.
How you feeling, brother?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about how are you feeling with our team? How are you feeling?
That's what I'm saying. Pretty good, pretty good. We're coming off our second win again. So we won 7-0 this weekend, and looking to go for another win. Put 3 back.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. For y'all that don't know, we are always recording live at Randolph's Billiards in Hickory, North Carolina. You need to come check them out. They are pool, food, and fun. Now back to the Hornets. What do you think the team are taking away from these victories, especially that 22-0 victory? What do you think? What is the momentum we're taking after these victories?
Well, they have got confident now that we got the whatever little ghost quirk we had that stopped us from 6 games of putting points up. We can put them up now, and we can shut people out. We've had two back-to-back shutouts. We scored both games now. We won. Like the first one we put up 24 points. This last one only 7. But we had to travel a while, 4-hour travel. So, you know, we didn't go down with everybody. We had a good little crowd, but not everybody.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the injuries. How are we doing on the injuries? Let's start the offensive side of the ball. Any injuries on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, we should be getting back our quarterback / receiver that Mr. Billings that got hurt about the 4th or 5th game. So that the only other one we're lacking on offense right now that is still hurt, and he's close to coming back. You might see he might get in this last game of the season. Is the center that broke his ankle.
All right, now what about your slash guys? How's he doing? Reese.
He's got a little stinger on the shoulder, but you know it's playable, but it's painful. Put it that way. But the man boxed. The man was in the service, so it ain't like he's gonna shy off just cause a little pain. He plays through it.
Now, what about the flip side? What about the defense side of the ball? Any injuries to report on the defense?
Defensive side, we're pretty well clean as far as that. We're fixed to go in this back stretch of the season, pretty healthy, and everybody's been playing with each other and getting their rhythm together and understanding how the other guy beside them plays. We're getting our rotation in the defensive linebackers and D-line down to where nobody's getting mad because they're getting pulled out for a breather or not coming out because they're having to go the whole game. We got back up, and so it's like I say, it's a bright moment now. We're starting to look. We got daylight when we get out there now.
Exactly. All right. Now, who are we playing this Saturday and where at?
We'll be playing the Metro City Bounty Hunters. They're out of South Carolina, and it'll be in Sumter, 1210 Clara Louise Kellogg Boulevard, Sumter, South Carolina. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock.
That sounds like you was playing in Louisiana. I bet you can't say that again. Where's it at?
I got to think it out again. I got to be slow when I say it.
All right, now, what kind of defense do these guys play?
They'll run about like most teams that we've went against. It's going to be that 4-3, and they're going to run, bring them linebackers up there on the line again and bring them. I mean, I say it about every week, but that's what this league's about. Pressure bust his pipes. They figure they send enough people at you, they're going to get to you. If you can handle that, you can win the war in the trenches.
Now, what is their record?
Their record is 2-6.
Okay. So it's sounds like it's going to be very competitive. What about who are their star horses? Who are their stars on their team?
Their defense is the strong point of them. Again, they're right now in the 8 games hadn't gave up but like 71 points. So their defense is stingy. Their offense though hadn't put a lot up on the board, but it's like they go. I don't know. They kind of got that same disease we had. They'll go one game not put nothing up, next game come back and maybe put up 14 points. So it just really depends on which team shows up.
Now, who are their what positions stand out on their defensive side of the ball?
Their front 4 and their 2 outside linebackers, which when they line up and give you that 6-man front, they bring some heat. We're going to have to be able to slow them up and give our quarterback time to read and throw and do his thing as far as mixing up the run and the pass like we had the last 2 games.
Now, is their defense, are they fast or are they powerful? What is their defense?
Well, the front 4 is big. They're about 6'3" and about 310 average across them front 4.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. But the 2 outsides isn't super big, but they're fast. So they complement themselves. They plug the hole with the front 4 and let the outside 2 bring the pressure. So the pressure on our offense is going to be on our tackles, and maybe our running back help chipping on them linebackers with the tackles.
Okay, now how's their secondary look?
Secondary is a small secondary. They're short. They're about somewhere around 5'8", 5'9". The tallest one's 6 foot, so they're short.
Okay.
That we're going to try to use that to our advantage.
Okay, so do they run 2 high or do they run 1 high safety?
They mix that up. When they bring the 6-man front, bring all 6 at you, they're going to go 1 high because they're going to match up across the board and leave 1 man floating. But when they back off and they don't bring all 6, they'll run 2 safeties.
Now, you said they bring pressure, their ends are pretty quick. So are we looking to go up the middle, or are we looking to run quick slants? What are we looking to do?
Well, as far as on the running game, we're going to make them little quick boys play ball. We're going to come at them.
Right.
We're going to come at them with our beat and make them have to play people off and then get to the ball carrier instead of chasing them down a free path of chasing them down from the backside. We're going to come at them. Our throws, we're going to work with Mario, who's about 6'2", can jump, and Desmond, who's about 6'3", and we're going to work our height on them on that secondary, hopefully.
Now these guys, our receivers that we have, they're both big guys, they're quick guys, and they can jump. So, are you going to take a couple of shots, or are we just going to try to walk it down? I know you can't give secrets away, but in a perfect world, what do you what do you want to do with them? Because you got some big receivers.
Yeah, like we've had the last 2 games, that's still the way we're going to play it. We're going to balance attack of pass and run. Get down towards the red zone. We might throw up a fade to our taller boys. That don't work, we'll come back with our run. I mean, we're not going to go away from what has got us where we're at these last 2 games. We're going to stay on that path and keep working it. They're going to have to make us get off of that path in order for us to change.
So our number one thing is, because lately our running backs have been real successful, so we're going to try to pound the ball.
Yes, like I say, we're going to mix it up. I'd say it'd probably be 3-2, 3 runs to 2 passes, that kind of combination, 3-1, something like in there. Perfect, like you talked about. If I can get 3-1, that's going to be great. 3-2, I'll still be happy. I don't want to get 3 passes to 2 runs. I don't want that, because then I get away from eating the clock up, keep our defense out on the field more. When they just have to go out there and drop that hammer on somebody instead of having to keep on pounding like the Carolina Panthers put it. We'd rather just go out there and drop that hammer that one time and say 3 in, 3 out, and that's it.
Now let's talk about your quarterback. The first game that he played when he started, he looked rusty. I spoke to him at practice on Tuesday. He said that, he had been retired for a while. He said that the speed of the game, he thought it would be faster, so it threw him off. He looks real comfortable now. What can you say about him now?
He's improving every game. I just wish we had him from the start of the season instead of getting him in the first game. He was got added to the rosters when we played the Outsiders. Who was your national champs. I threw him in the fire against the number 1 team. Done a good job.
He did. Now
he come back now, and then the next one he put up a victory. This last one he put the victory. So in his 3 games, he's 2-1, and he, like you say, in practice he's getting more comfortable with his throws, his scrambling ability, his reading. Everything's coming along more and more. Old boy he was away from us for 3 years. He was our quarterback 3 years ago for 1 season, and then he moved off, and he come back home. Him and his lady has split back up, and he's back home. So hopefully we're grooming him for all next year too.
Now, you had you ran the ball well with your big man. Will we see that? Will we, like you said, ground and pound? He looked like Earl Campbell out there. Will you be trying to exploit your big guys in the running game this week?
Oh yeah, we got a fullback, that's a 250-pound fullback, and he ain't in there just forward blocking. That's his main goal, and he knows it. But we feed the beast a little bit every now and then, and give him a little taste of blood.
Now practice again. I was at practice Tuesday. Apologize. I was at practice Tuesday, and I saw your receiver. He doesn't play that much, but he's kind of impressive to me. Will he be saying something? What's his name? What's the receiver's name?
Marquise Green.
Right. Now he went to ECU for Eastern Carolina. Well, he's been on special teams and all that. Will you start to implement him into the to your scheme?
Yeah, he's one of them that's been at practice consistently for the last since I was able to add him there when we played the Outsiders. He's been at practice consistent, and he keeps showing improvement more and more and more and more. So yeah, now he's going to get to step up into some more playing time.
He seems to have some sure hands. I don't see him drop a lot of passes, but I gotta pick at him, Coach. Now, if he does drop one, he has an excuse. We got to get him to put some tape over his mouth and just play ball. I'm just messing with him. He seems to be a talented young guy. Now let's flip sides. Our defense. What are you expecting from our defense?
Honestly, I don't expect nothing nothing less of them than another shutout. I would love for them to put a score up on the board, but another shutout is not unreasonable for my defense.
Okay, week before last, they shut down our star player. Well, we have a lot of stars, but our defensive end, the guy's been averaging 5 sacks a game. And the league has finally found out about him. What can we do to help him, because they're doubling and tripling teaming him?
Well, he's a player. I mean, he's a player. One everybody on the team love because of his ability, number one. Number two, he's a player. He's not selfish. He knows if they're double teaming, triple teaming him, then it's up to the other boys. Either somebody's not getting blocked or somebody's one-on-one. It's time for them to step up.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what a team player does, and that's what he is, a team player. Denzel is. He knows that, and eventually you're going to shut him a little bit. But like you say, he didn't get 5 sacks, but he still got 2, and he still had 8 tackles. So the boy's still putting numbers up that anybody else, a lot of other ones would grin about. Yes, it wasn't 15, 5, and a deflection like the week before that, but he knows what he did, and he accepts his role, and he does it excellently. Excellent.
Now, your defense, they're starting to. I mean, they haven't been giving up that one play that knocks us out lately. What do you attest that to? You know what I mean? That the first couple of games, it'd be something breaks down, and there they go for a slant for a touchdown that opens the game up. What do you think has attributed to them not making that mistake at the key time lately?
Well, I have to put it as a combination. We wasn't putting points up, so the defense was not playing. They was playing good, but they wasn't playing loose, if you know what I mean. Loose as far as it was like, oh man, I can't give up one play, and that's 6 points. We're gonna lose the game.
Right.
Now it's if I give up one, okay. I'll tell my offense, I'm sorry, get that score back for me. So now they're playing a little bit more looser, which they ain't giving up that one play because it ain't in their brain hammering at them over and over and over. We can't, no, we got to shut them out. We got to shut them out.
So, and plus they're getting the rest now because you guys are killing them on the offense. You're controlling, playing that what you call both ball control.
That's it.
They're getting the rest on that sideline over there, huh?
Yes, that's it. They're getting their legs back on them. They ain't staying out there the whole game. Instead of playing 3/4 of the game like they was, now it's half and half, and maybe even sometimes 3/4 offense, 1/4 defense.
Now your starting safety, he's hurt and dinged up a little bit. He won't be playing. Who's the guy coming in for him?
He's one of them other ones. Backup has been at practice, working hard. He's played off and on. Some started off and on anyway, so it's not like we're going to the backup. It's
right.
It's he's been there, and he'll still be there, and I've got real good faith in him. He can handle the duties and do the job.
So it's not a big drop off.
No, sir.
And your secondary, what are you expecting from your corners? Your corners are your veterans of your team, and they've been around long, and they produce a lot. What are you expecting from those 2 corners?
I expect them to do that. I like to say, I'm not saying that they have to now put up points, but I expect we might get one of them, might take one back to the house this week. We'll see.
We've come pretty darn close a couple of times, huh?
Mm-hmm. We had 5 2 weeks ago.
And that old Mr. Turner, at number 13, I think, he ran out of gas on one of them?
Yeah, he won't live up to it, but yeah, he did.
Now, let's talk about what's dear to my heart, your special teams. You almost brought one back, and the punting. Let's go on the kickoff returns. What have you been seeing? It looks like it seems like the whole team has been improving. I'm just breaking it down by segments. What are you seeing out of your special teams?
Well, like I say, I had a group of punt return, kickoff, and kickoff return. We still need more production from our kickoff return in the blocking department of it. My front 5, and the next line of 3, they got to pick up a little bit better to give them back boys that alley. More like when we're going to return it to the right, they got to set that wall up just a little bit better and get turned around and actually put somebody on their butt instead of just give them a shove, because they're playing off of it,
Right.
and catching the boys before they can hit that alley. They'll take them to the end zone.
Your returners have been doing a good job. Can't remember their names, but you're getting the ball in good field position, and it seems like it's just all clicking. Let's talk about. I'm sorry, I'm eating. I got stuck for a minute. Let's talk about your kickoff team. Coverage is great. What are you seeing out of those guys?
Only thing I can pick out on that is I need my kicker to get the ball consistently down the field. He'll pop a good 2 of them, and then the third one might get a little shank to it.
Now, who's the kicker?
That has been a rotation of numerous kickers through the years. The reason being is it's not that they can't kick, it's just that position for some reason showing up ain't consistent.
Right.
We've had the first one who was the best one, was the original one. His work took him to running second shift now, so like the bottom line is you got to feed the family, so he ain't able to make no games unless it's a day game, and in this league we don't play many day games. Backup one, he is from Virginia, so sometimes he can't make the trip, so we have to go to the third one, which still, he getting on down to about the 15-10, but like I say, sometimes you'll get good hang time to give our guys time to get down there, and sometimes it's a flat ball.
Right.
If they don't get no air under it, you can have the fastest guys in the world out there at 4.2 speed. If that ball is the same level as them going down the same level,
it's going to beat them every time.
That's right.
Now, what about I'll be remiss to talk about the center play. It seems to be getting better. What's going on in our center? We
it's still Mario, and
okay, he's doing
we have to take our hat off to him. He's improving every game.
Yes.
He got last game maybe had the whole game snap, and like I say, almost 3/4 of offense, maybe 2 bad snaps. So he's worked hard at it. He's still working hard at it, and doggone if he ain't gonna end up being our starting center from now on.
He's come a long way, and you gotta commend a person like that volunteered to do something he's never done before, and he's doing a pretty good job.
That's it.
All right, so what can we expect out of the Hornets this Saturday, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in Sumter, South Carolina?
A win. We're gonna come back with a win. I feel it now. I feel it and feel good about it. I'll come back with a win. Like I say, I have challenged my defense again to give me another shutout, because if they don't score, they can't win. That's obvious.
Right.
And I put a challenge out to my offense. Let's even do better than the best score we have put up this year, which is 24. So we're going to see.
So okay, you look like you stirring that pot of gumbo. So what you saying there, Coach? What you saying about 35, 42 points? Let's be bold. Let's be bold, Coach.
I'll say if we can put up to 24, because out of the 24 of the other game, the defense scored 8 of them. So if we can put up the full 24.
Just the offense, not the defense.
That's it.
So, okay, so you got 24 and 8. Sound like you up in the 30s there, Coach. So, okay, before we go, what do we give everybody the times and the location so for Hornets Nation to travel down and support us? Okay, again, the name is the Metro City Bounty Hunters, and the address is 1210 Clara Louise Kellogg Drive Boulevard, Sumter, South Carolina. Kickoffs at 7 o'clock. Okay, that sounds like the name of my last girlfriend, Clara Louise. Woo, all right. Kellogg. All right, Coach. Well, it's been a fun time talking to you, and there's nothing else to say but let's go Hornets, and we'll see you next Friday on the Hive with Coach Doug Frye. All right.